Hi there, Chris from Stone Age Gamer here, and well, I'm actually at Stone Age Gamer. I'm here in Salem, Ohio, and I'm going to take a walkthrough of our lovely store, which I haven't done in quite some time. And here we are in front of the store. There we go. What's inside? Let's take a look. All right, here we are inside the store, and well, you can see it's got a lot of tall ceilings. If you can take a quick look up there, look at all these magazines up by the ceilings and everything. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to take a little horseshoe around the store. We're going to start here and we're going to loop ourselves around. So right up front we've got a whole bunch of arcades. There's the Neo Geo, this Pac-Man, the Sega Interactive. These are all interactives that used to be in retail stores. This is a retail store, but you know what I mean. That's pretty neat. And then we come over this way. We got this big old television here, which is doing something weird with Blaster Master. That's an interesting look. I've never seen that glitch happen before. That is super cool. We've got some pinball machines here. These are all totally playable. Customers can come in and play them, including this little fella here. This is they call it the tent. It's a versus Super Mario Brothers unit, which is pretty cool. One player on each side, and they. So let's look at this thing. This here is. This is the case that houses what is most of the NES collection. It's missing a few things right now. We're looking to replenish them, but this houses like a full NES collection when it's all done properly. And then you've got our World of Nintendo sign up there, which it looks way cooler in person. All these fiber optic things are really neat when you look at them in a video, but man, when you see them in person, they are really something spectacular. Down here we've got a bunch of modified systems and stuff with some new shells or AV mods or various things that are all on display here. That's at the front of our cash wrap. And of course, the all-important ducks. You cannot overstate the importance of the ducks. Over this way, we'll go behind the counter in a second. We've got display cases full of just some of the more expensive games we keep behind the counter for folks to look at and peruse. There's some PlayStation, some DS, and some more game systems and some Switch games. And then we have the museum back here. This is extraordinarily cool. It's legitimately a game console museum, which is really, really exciting. Got all these fun boxes hanging out up top here, and then all in here you've got these really interesting game systems and like the years that they came out and what their prices were and everything. You got this cabinet here. Looks like it's going more or less chronologically, right? So you got your Atari, your Odysseys, and television, Coleco, and Channel F down there in the corner. Move over here, you've got your Neo Geo, your XI. Look at that, there's JVC XI up there, a Turbo Duo, Super Nintendo. You never see a Super Nintendo around. CDI down here, my beloved Philips CDI, which is wonderful. And then in this one over here, you've got your PlayStations, your Jaguar CDs, Wii U, whole Toad Amiibo up there looking all awesome. A Neo Geo CD down at the bottom, a Panasonic 3DO, and all kinds of fun stuff. So this is really fun to kind of like peruse and look at. You can come by the store to take a peek at. This is our NES bay. It's a whole bunch of loose NES carts that aren't. And they're in the case too, but this is a little bit more shoppable for some of the lower end stuff. You've got some Super Nintendo out here, box stuff. We've got bit boxes up here, loose Super NES carts, 3DS, DS. Then we can move over here. We got N64, GameCube, Wii, and Wii U. And this is pretty neat. So we've got all the handheld stuff in here. Just drawers filled with Game Boy Advance and Game Boy and Game Gear out here too. Yeah, look at that Game Gear down here at the bottom. We got Lemmings! Lemmings is awesome! Alright, moving on here. We've got PlayStation. Got a bunch of big box PlayStation games. Regular PlayStation games, controllers, more ducks. Again with the ducks, you can't overstate the ducks. Then we go to PlayStation 2, over on this bay here. More PS2, PS3, PSP. So this is kind of our PlayStation area here with a nice PlayStation sign hanging out up top and a whole mess of old magazines and strategy guides chilling down at the bottom. And then we move over to the Xbox area. We've got a whole mess of original Xbox 360, some Xbox One, and then just fillers of like statues and various sundry items like classics, clone consoles. We've got some Evercades over here with a pretty nice selection of Evercade games, a few pop vinyls, a lot of plush. We've got a lot of plush in here, which is really cool. More ducks, more statues. Then we go to the Nintendo 64 Interactive right here. This is another one of those store interactives. This is actually running an EverDrive in it right now. And if you want to know more about EverDrives, you can ask Stone Age Gamer, because that's what we do. We sell flashcards and EverDrives and all that business. And then what we have up here is our Sega Center. We've got Genesis up here. We've got Dreamcast down here, Saturn, Sega CD, Master System, and our lone 32X game at the moment. If you have a large 32X collection, you let us know, because we're looking for more 32X games. And then we have the last bay right here, which is Atari and older stuff. So I put Atari 2600 up at the top. We moved down to 7800, 5200. I know 5200 came first, but 7800 is better presentation, so I put it there. And then we've got Intellivision, Odyssey, ColecoVision, all down here on the bottom. And this is one of my favorite things in the store. This is a Vectrex kiosk. So this was a store kiosk for a Vectrex, and this is just not something you see every day. I got a bunch of games and overlays lined up in here, and it's just running. It should be running Mindstorm. Yeah, there's Mindstorm running in here. If you've never played a Vectrex in person, it is a vector graphics, like just all self-contained, monitor built-in vector system. It is so cool. And that is kind of the basic sales floor. That's the long and the short of what is here in this room. So we're going to move on to behind the cash register and into some other various fun items. Let's go. All right, so this is the behind the counter area. This is your first step behind the curtain. There's an actual curtain. It wasn't drawn, but it can be. So this is the first back room. We have several back rooms in this location, which is pretty wild. And what you're looking at here is kind of like just restock. This is what we pull from to get more stuff out on the floor. So we'll start over here. This right here is a whole set of shelves that's just extra restock stuff. When something sells out there, we'll grab from here and throw it out there on the floor. We got a whole bunch of import stuff chilling over here, and then just kind of moves straight down to more extra stock and just funness. And there's an arcade 1-up cabinet and a giant tub full of wires, which is awesome. There's an NES 4 score in there. This is our 3D printer, so where we mess with all kinds of 3D printing stuff. This is the actual unit itself. That's the filament, is what I learned. I actually learned a little bit about 3D printing while I was here, which is fun. And then we're a little light on stock on GameCubes. We don't have too many of them, but we're working on getting more. This goes too deep, by the way. This is 2 rows deep of GameCubes. You can't really see it here, but this is nuts. And then we've got more over here, Game Boy players, Wii's, and these are consoles that are in kind of various states of repair, figuring out how to get them cleaned and processed so that they can go out for sale. It goes down to N64 and some Xboxes and PlayStations over there. And then this is just a whole bunch more excess stuff. First off, if you ever ordered anything from StoneAgeGamer.com, you know how much we love our packing peanuts. And we have a few of them. They're awesome. This is a Sega Pico, which is not something you see every day. And again, just more excess stock. So we've got some loose Game Boy stuff here, loose Game Gear, Game Boy Advance, DS. These are little just boxes full of Super Nintendo games. That goes all the way back here. And this is, again, just excess stock that doesn't fit on the floor because there are so many games. More Genesis, some PlayStation, some Xbox, and that just kind of goes back to this corner. There's NES back here. It's not super well lit, but it's a store. So, is this a GameCube game? It's Godzilla Destroy All Monsters for GameCube. I love this game. All right, so that's this. Oh, look at this. This is a bucket of N64 controllers. It's no garbage can full of e-readers, but it'll do. Okay, so I think from here, we're gonna take a quick trip down this hallway and see what this is all about. All right, so here we are heading into, this is where we keep a lot of this, well, not a lot of all the stock for the website itself. So like we start up here, we've got some homebrew games and some Evercades, and then we've got all this business here, just various accessories and whatnot. And this is the stereo that we play music for in the store, music on in the store, and I actually don't know what's in these drawers. What is in these drawers? Let's see. Oh, it's like little 3D printing stuff and stuff. That's pretty cool. All right, let's go back this way. Okay, so this is one of the store owners, Andy's office. This place is pretty wild. All right, so we're going to start on this wall here. We've got this. This is actually really cool. This is the original sketch of our current logo. That's the original sketch right there, and just tacked up on the wall, which is neat. And then we go up here. We've got a World of Nintendo sign. We got some cool stuff. This, I love this too. Look at this. This is a letterboxed laser disc of the Super Mario Brothers movie framed up there on the wall. And then we've got one of these sharp suckers right over there. There's actually two of these. There's another one over here, but this is his office. This is where he works, and somehow he gets work done instead of just stopping and staring at this stuff all day. We've got Neo Geo, Dreamcast, Saturn, Genesis, Sega CD, and Master System. So you've got a nice little Sega situation here. You got your PlayStations 1, 2, and 3, and an Xbox. We've got Chuck Norris Super Kicks for Atari 2600. We've got a 7800 with a new 7800 game drive chilling in there. GameCube, 64, Super Nintendo, NES with some choice games on it. And here's another one of the Sharp TVs. What am I looking at here? This is Contra for, what is this, DOS? What is this? I don't even know what this is. It's definitely an old computer. IBM PC. Commodore, okay. Wow, that is cool. Alright, so now we're on this wall, and we've got console boxes up top here, which is great. We've got a Nomad in the box over here. Is there a Nomad in there? I don't know. It's Sandy's office. I'll ask him later. Even though he... Never mind. This is a 3D system for a Famicom disk system. We've got this wonderful setup here of the like the Coleco stand-up arcades. This guy over here is a Mario Cement Factory Game & Watch. I love it. And then look at all these Robs. This is absurd. This is just a whole lineup of Robs doing all sorts of things, including holding a little baby Rob amiibo. Was this an amiibo? No, this is 3D printed. Oh, wow, I thought that was the amiibo. That is super cool. Wonderful. There's a stadium events right here. Yeah, I should take that one with me. You probably won't miss it. And some Fun Club newsletters. Pretty decent chunk of Nintendo powers right over here. Going down to some other randos like Super 3D Noah's Ark and Tetris for CDI down here. And look at this. We got a complete copy of Mario Teaches Typing. In case Andy forgets how to type during the day, he can just load this up, get a refresher course on his typing skills. I don't know how often that happens, so I didn't ask him. Then we got down here, we got a nice little line of handhelds and Virtual Boy and Game Boy Micro down here, and just some other cool looking systems lined up across the bottom. And I love this little area here. So he's got a fireplace, which I don't think he actually uses, which makes me sad because I feel like if I walked in here and he was sitting at his desk in front of a roaring fire playing Super Mario Brothers, it would be pretty lovely, like in a smoking jacket or something. That would look nice. But so up here we've got just Mario and video game paraphernalia. There's several copies of The Wizard on VHS floating around here too. But the little Pac-Man pop. A couple of copies of Pac-Man for Atari 2600. I don't know what this is about, but I love it. We've got the wall trim, the old Nintendo wall trim, which, like, I can't imagine this would stick to anything anymore. Some awesome old school Pac-Man glasses and stuff. And then a little, what is this, a TV tray, I think, for if you want to sit and eat on Mario and the most grotesque Bowser you've ever seen. If I'm not mistaken, the only other place I've seen this artwork was in Nintendo Power when they were talking about making the Super Mario Brothers movie. They're saying they were going to do that. I'm pretty sure that they used this artwork in there. And when you're done eating, you can wipe your mouth with some Super Mario Brothers napkins. Isn't that something? Okay, and that is the basics of Andy's office. It's a nice place to be, and I wish I could work here. He's got a really nice chair. So let's keep on with the tour. So this is the actual shipping area right here. We'll take a quick peek over here. This is where all the packages get put together and weighed and computered and all that other stuff. And if we look behind us here, we got some cool Humble Bazooka stuff. 3D printed stuff like this is Humble Bazooka's Jaguar cover. We've got some Retro Frog stuff around here somewhere. Like these little fellas here, the EverDrive hard cases. These are actually quite nice. I hadn't seen these in person before I came out here, but yeah, so that's where we keep a lot of that. And then we go over this way and we just have lots of the product that we sell on the site. So your modes, just got those back in stock. More ducks, because you can't have enough ducks. Extension cables, controllers, retro fighters, all that kind of goes back here. And if you look on this side, there's just even more of that stuff. Just the stuff that you see up on the website comes back in this way. Ooh, we've got some video game vinyl in a bin. We haven't really figured out how to do a great merchandising job with them because they take a bunch of space, but they're super cool. I'm very excited about that. And then around this corner, you just boxes and an old Play Choice 10, and then a whole aisle of our store shirts are back there. We still have some of the Wisdom Tree shirts if you're looking for some interesting clothing and plush and box protectors. And around this corner is the basement, which is another fun experience. So let's go take a look at that. All right, let's walk down to the basement here. Into the dungeon we go. Warning, eye protection is required in this area. Fortunately, I wear glasses. So this is where we build a lot of things. So we'll start here. This is the manufacturing wing. It's a CNC machine or two. I forget what that was called, and you just told me, like a laser cutter or something. This thing's wild. And it just kind of goes back there as one of our printers. And these are various spare parts and things that we use for various modifications. We got different console cartridge shells and stuff cooking along that wall. And let's walk back around and go to the. This is where we do the console mods. This area is really neat. So this is a retro brighting station here. This is a UV cleaner and ultrasonic cleaning device where we fix up old looking consoles. And this is actually where the actual console modifications get done. These are all the tools that the people use that are way smarter than me at this stuff. We've got all the different capacitors and all this wild stuff here. I don't know what most of this is, but I find it fascinating to look at, and all the little tools that he uses to go. Here's plenty of solder. I recognize solder. And these are other just various parts and stuff that we use to, when you're cannibalizing other systems to fix other things, or just all the various parts that kind of put all this stuff together. And it's just extremely, look at this box of miscellaneous Game Gear parts and like Game Boy Advance shells that look that's a really nice color. I like that. I don't even know what system this belongs to. Here's, some Dreamcast bits. It's just really fun to look at, and well, this is how we get consoles modded. And then if we come over here, we get to the EverDrive building station. This is where we put together our flash carts and whatnot. Here's all the various colored screws and the labels that get put on all the EverDrives and the flash carts and all that goodness over there. We've got stickers everywhere, and this is where things are drilled and assembled. We've got more fancy looking stickers over there. And that's really the basement. It's a basement, but it's nice. It's temperate down here. It's not too hot, and this stuff's really cool. So now that we've seen the basement, the only other place to go is the attic. So let's head on upstairs. Okay, now it's time to check out the attic. So we're gonna go up these stairs, which is pretty cool. We've got Sonic advertising Crystal Pepsi here, as you do. And this is just a really impressive stairway here. If you may have seen it in my previous video too. This was just as impressive, but there's just games floor to ceiling here, which is absolutely wild. So this is just more stock. This is more games. Some of them are empty cases. Most of them have games in them. It is absolutely wild. And then we get to the top of the stairs. Here we are in the attic. This is pretty much overstocked. There's not a lot of actual work. There's some testing and stuff that gets done up here, but this is just where we keep the massive overstock. Now, if we turn around, this is something that one of the guys here did, our light gun display, which is really nice. He's got those cases all set up there, which is pretty cool. All right, let's start walking around here and seeing what's what. Welcome to the next level. It is time for the proper attic tour. Let's start here, because there's stuff everywhere, so finding a good way to kind of shuffle through and show everything off is a little bit of a challenge. So what we have here is a selection of Tiger LCD things. We've got a couple other PSP UMDs over here, and an HD DVD player for the Xbox 360, and HD DVDs. I didn't see these. What do we got? We got The Perfect Storm, Mercury Rising, Breach, King Kong, Aaron Brockovich, and The Bourne Ultimatum. Look at that HD DVD, the format of the future. Poor HD DVD. It didn't deserve its fate. Alright, so here we go with the Tiger LCDs. These are a couple of boxed ones, and then we've got other loose ones in here, including, I saw this one yesterday. This is the Police Academy game Tiger LCD handheld, which is absolutely hilarious. Then over here, this is actually the most important shelf in the entire store, and I'll tell you why. Because it has 3 copies of Compton's Interactive Encyclopedia for the Philips CDI. 3 copies. This is 3 whole encyclopedia sets. Absolute madness. I'm just kidding. It's not all that important. Just excess Saturn, Sega CD. A lot of these are just like cases that need to be find games to go in them and all that. Oh, look at you, John Madden Football for 3DO. 3DO boxes are so tall. It's so strange. All right, so back over here to where the top of the stairs was. This is excess boxed stuff. Some like loose cartridges for Atari to grab and restock if we run out on the shelf down there. Excess boxes and stuff for NES and Super NES and N64. Then we've got our Atari era here, so we use even more Odyssey stuff. A couple of Channel F cartridges. We've got genuine Pico games. Look at this one. This is a Lion King, I think. Yeah, this is what a Pico game looks like. That Pico system I had. It's basically kind of like a modified Genesis. So it's an educational system that Sega made, and these are what the games look like. They come with these little books, and you plug these big old cartridges in there. It's pretty wild. So we've got a bunch of these. They're being guarded by Michael Keaton over there. Thank you. Oh, Michael! Stay. Batman. All right. And then we've got in television. I don't think there's any Coleco in here, but that's our excess from that generation. Then we've got a whole bunch of bit boxes up here, and this is extra loose NES cartridges, a bunch of Zelda 2s that I saw, and someone was asking for those. I didn't realize that many were up here. That would have been way easier to find than what I did yesterday. But yeah, these are all just IKEA Billy bookshelves that are filled with more loose NES cartridges. If we go over to this side here, we can just see excess, lots of accessory boxes, more system boxes, extra manuals that still need to be gone through, demo discs, Skylanders, some Disney Infinity. You gotta love those toys to life. Look at this box full of memory cards. So many memories. This is a 32X in a basket. I don't know what this is about, but I'm happy about it. Game Boy Advance SP in here too, which is pretty neato. Let's keep going this way. We've got these big old bins that are just various wires and components for things for hooking up stuff. So if you need to, wow, look at the size of this bin. Oh my God, I can't even move this one. There it is. Wow, that is wild. What even is this? I don't. Oh, this is Connect. This is a Connect bin. Wow, that's super cool. And I can't get it back in there. You know what? That's oh, there we go. It's getting clipped on there. What is this thing? I didn't even see this yesterday. What do we got going on in here? UMD holders, PSP batteries, DS stuff. Well, would you look at that? Learn something new every day. All right, let's keep going around this corner here. There's more Xbox 360 stuff. This is kind of like a little console testing area. We've got a Channel F and a CDI. Again, if you need to look up something on your Compton's Interactive Encyclopedia while you're working, you can come up here, pop it in the CDI, and learn whatever you need to know from like 1992 or earlier. And let's see, really this is just a lot more of what you've seen so far. Access, we've got a ton of light guns hanging up on the wall there. More console accessories and pieces like that. These are fun. These boxes are just full of games. Look at that. Summer games, winter games, no California games. That's my favorite one. And all the Congo Bongo. So all of these white boxes that you see here, they're just full of games. Like if you look over here, even more Atari stuff. Where was the one that I was looking at earlier? I think it's this one. Boom. There's your ETs. Plenty of ETs. We could fill a landfill with those things. But I wouldn't, because ET is a better game than people give it credit for. We got more system boxes. We've got a huge backstock of PS3, huge backstock of Wii, even more PlayStation 1, and that kind of general stuff. A couple more Wii's in various states of repair. Got the the Bomberman multi-tab for Super Nintendo, and well, yeah, that's kind of the front room here, but there's still one more room to take a look at. So we're gonna walk this way and check out the back room of the attic. All right, now here we are in what is genuinely my favorite room in the store, because there's few things in this world I like more than just mountains of game systems. So like, let's start on this side and work our way around. We've got all these system holders, these little entertainment centers. I love these things. Oh, I've always wanted one of these. These are, I think I did the same thing in the last video like 7 years ago. I found one of these sitting there. I was like, these I saw on the back of the Atari catalog as a kid, and I've always been fascinated by them. The faux leather carrying cases, those are so awesome. Just a bunch of extra cases. There's a Super Advantage down there, which I have a box for at home. And I would like to have one, but I don't know where I'd put it, so I haven't done that yet. But this is just shelves and shelves of consoles. They're all organized by system. They're just stacked up wonderfully. I could just stare at this all day. We'll start with PlayStations, lots of PlayStation 3s moving through here, PlayStation 2s, lots of PlayStation 2s, controllers, obviously organized in the bins underneath their respective platforms. Xboxes, Tony Hawk Ride skateboards, lots of Wii's, Wii Minis. You don't even see a lot of Wii Minis around. You got U-Draw tablets. We got a 5200 trackball controller, boxed Wii's up there, plenty of balance boards so we can do lots of Wii Fit. This right here is so cool. There's a whole mountain of Intellivisions, an Odyssey 2. This is an Atari ST over here in the corner, and more Odyssey 2s. Look at all these 7800s. Look at all these Atari 7800s. They're so cool. I love it. And then down here is a Commodore VIC-20, some 5200s down there. Just a wonderful stack of 5200s. And these, look at you. This is a bin full of Atari 2600 Juniors, and there it is. This is my first game system. My parents bought me one of these as a kid, and this is the revision of it. I have always thought this is one of the coolest console designs. I love the way this thing looks. That is super awesome. So if we look over at this wall, I guess you've just got more of the same, couple Master Systems, various parts for the 3D glasses, because I don't think anyone on Earth has a complete functioning 3D glasses for Master System. Those things all shattered. There's like, parts for N64s and stuff chilling over there. Some more bins of various systems, lots more Genesis stuff. Heading back in this direction, just a literal wall of Xbox 360s. Got a couple of the R2-D2 ones too. These are cool because they make R2-D2 noises when you press the, I think the power button or the eject button. One of the buttons you press, it'll actually make R2-D2 noises when it's functioning. And this, another one of my favorite pieces, is just Atari's floor to ceiling, and you've got all these different flavored ones. You've got the video arcade. This is the Telegames flavored one. Probably just about everything. I don't know if there's any heavy sixes in there, but just about everything else. This is probably a Vader, if I don't miss my guess. Upside down. Genesis controllers, Guitar Hero controllers in various states of disrepair. What I learned while I was here is that Guitar Hero controllers are actually really hard to keep in working order. Like, the buttons go on those more often than I thought, which is, I guess shouldn't be too terribly surprising. And then we can come around this corner here. We've got a bunch of, a couple of orange Spice GameCube controllers, black GameCube controllers, lots of Genesis boxes, some Master System boxes over here, some Rock Band drum kits. This is actually a little bit of a tight area here, but look, bins full of N64 controllers, just a couple of Wavebirds hanging out, which is wonderful to see. More silver controllers, purple GameCube controllers, lots of OEM controllers, which is really, really cool to see. And more cables. I don't want to yank that out. It's just a bin full of cables and third-party controllers down here, steering wheels, and then we've got this wall of NES systems. And this is a really fun trick. If you're looking through these, if you happen to be up here and you're looking through NES systems, you can find some real treasures. Like we've got a Snow Brothers in this one. I mean, really, these are just junk games that nobody would care about. I think one of them has there's a Bubble Bobble Part 2, just kind of chilling in there. Nobody cares about those games. They're just commons. We just get rid of those anytime we see them laying around. And that is, oh, look at this. Look at all these zappers. Look at all these zappers. I was about to stop, and then I saw a bin full of NES Advantages. This is so neat. I love the Advantage, and I always loved the Super Advantage, too, and I was just looking at that. Man, the NES Advantage, this thing was so cool as a kid. Anyways, there we go. That's the attic. That's kind of this is my favorite room. Yesterday I sat up here for like 20 minutes. I took a break, and I sat in that corner by the Ataris and just looked around at what was in here because I just love being surrounded by this stuff, and I think this place is just about the coolest place on earth. And that's it. And that is the walkthrough of the Stone Age Gamer store as of August 2023. Now, this place changes a lot all the time because new games come and go, new items come in, old items go out. So in a couple of years, hopefully I'll get to do this again and show off a whole other bastion of super awesome stuff. But that is it for our store tour 2023. Thank you for watching. If you liked what you saw here today, please follow, comment, like, subscribe. Let us know down in the comments, what did you think was the coolest thing here? If you got to come here to Stone Age Gamer in Salem, Ohio, what is the first thing that you would want to see in person? Please sound off in the comments. We love hearing what everybody has to say. Thanks again for watching. On behalf of all of us here at Stone Age Gamer, keep playing games. No. You can't get away from me.